Hi everyone, after 1 week of trial and error of online learning with the students and having them log into Zoom and not being able to log in, I'm making a new video to show you the most efficient way to schedule in your Zoom meetings and make it linked to your Google Calendar for the students. So first you want to go ahead and sign in using your Google login. And then next you are going to schedule a new meeting. And we'll change this to Algebra 1, period 1. Okay, so my class is going to start on Monday, and let's just say it's 9 a.m. Okay, when you scroll down, you will see that there is a passcode. So I would go ahead and actually change the passcode now to make it more easy and friendly. So Algebra 1 exclamation point, as long as the requirements are met. And this can be changed later on to keep it secure. So you can change it every other week, every month, however often you would like it to change. Okay, so let's go ahead and scroll down and go ahead and select only authenticated users can join. This will make it as secure as possible so that students can only join if they are part of the Ronan Unified School District or whatever organization you are part of. And then you can go ahead and keep scrolling, and then click save. Okay, so once you have saved, this is the meeting ID itself. This is the passcode, and this is the link that will lead to this meeting. So once you change the passcode, if they use this link, they will just need to enter a new passcode. So just looking at this page, if you go down here, you can create a poll. So you can click add and play around with this feature. But if you add it now, then it will be part of this meeting. Okay, so now you can go ahead and click on Google Calendar. And as I'm showing this, what I'm trying to do is to minimize the Zoom IDs as well as the passcodes. So these IDs are, there's going to be one per class. So you can have one Zoom ID per for your period 1, and then another one for period 2, another one for period 3, etc. So now to link this to the Google Calendar, you're going to go ahead and click on Google Calendar. Once you are on Google Calendar, you might need to say this class repeats. Okay, so it repeats weekly on Monday. Okay, so I'm going to put that. And then the code is already here, so I don't need to add the join Zoom meeting because this is the code. And then you can put a notification if you would like. And I'm going to put this under the period 1 calendar. So if you have an Algebra 1 period 1 calendar, this is where I would put it. But I'm just going to go ahead and put testing Google Classroom, and that will be the calendar that it's going to show up in. And then I don't really need all this, so I'm going to delete all this to not confuse students. And then go ahead and click save. So then if I click next week, I will see the testing. This is the one that I tested, so the one in orange. Okay, so now that we have this, if I want to add an additional Algebra 1 Zoom code to Wednesday, and I want to keep it with the same Zoom ID, then I'm going to go ahead and click here. So we are going to click here, and then we're going to put Algebra 1, period 1. Change it so that it's in the proper calendar. So I'm going to put in testing Google Classroom. And then we are going to go back to the other tab with our Zoom IDs and add it here. So let's go to our Zoom tab. This is the ID. So we'll go ahead and add the description. So we'll add the Zoom ID, and you can type in Zoom ID, and then the link, we'll go back and grab it from the other page. So copy link address, you right click it and copy the address, and then just make sure you link this. And then we are going to save it. And this will repeat. Okay, so now if the students clicks on this on their calendar, they will see this. So they can join the Zoom meeting or they can click on the link. And then you can do that for your other Algebra 1, Period 1. So if they meet on Tuesday and Thursday, this way, this minimizes the Zoom IDs. So you see this one right here, the Zoom ID can be here. And I can also go ahead and edit for this one. So let me just grab the code. I'll grab this here. And then I'll just put in the Zoom ID in the description so that the students have it, and then click save. You can put save for this and the following events. All right, so now it shows up on this calendar. So now the next question is, how do I show my students how to access this on their own Google Classroom calendar? You're going to go to Google Classroom, click in your classroom, tell them to go under classwork, click on Google Calendar, and then I'm going to select next week, and then scroll up, and there it is for them. So the main thing is to make sure that they help them understand that there's a Zoom ID and that there's a link. So they can always click on the link because it has the same Zoom ID, and you can confirm it here with these numbers. I would have them write down the Zoom ID and then whatever the password is, and then the link, just tell them to access it here. You can also pin the link in the Google Classroom so that they can have access to that also. So hopefully this helps you calendar in your Zoom links with the minimum amount of Zoom ideas as possible. And then last thing I wanted to show you is when you go into your own teacher Zoom accounts, what you can do is you can just go ahead and, so these are all the codes, and I'm going to delete those eventually, but these are my only ones. And when I start the meeting, I will go ahead and start, and you notice it's the same ID just for period 1. So that way you keep this page clean for yourself, and then it minimizes the number of links that you send to the students. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.